The Jets brought in cornerstone guys that they exactly were what they wanted to pinpoint and did so at the right price.
Yes,
what's up, Lakin?
We in here.
Jets have spent the second most money out of any team. They're just gobbling up all that talent, using that money as they can.
All righty. Congrats.
Appreciate you.
All right, here we go.
Is it serious or is it like, all right, bet.
CJ Uzama,
Tyler Conklin,
Jordan Whitehead,
Lakin Thompson,
DJ Reed,
Jake Martin, Flight 2022. Let's rock out.
Free agency is here, and the Jets, they've made a splash.
Lakin Tomlinson, I love that signing.
At the end of the day, still got to call white man. Play like me, man.
Jordan Whitehead, really good player. I know they're excited about this one out there in Florham Park.
I mean, he is the very definition of a Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas player.
Tight end CJ Uzama is on the move, headed to the Jets.
we got a huge opportunity in front of us. We got all these right now. All right? The standard is the standard. It doesn't matter who's out there.
It was Jacob Martin who knocked the ball away. Uzama, touchdown.
Come on. Let's go. Turn up, baby.
Lakin Tomlinson, he's just started 87 straight games.
He's got great speed, and he is a physical player. And Reed now, his second pick of the night.
As the 2022 offseason hits another gear, all eyes are on the green and white as the newest additions arrive in Florham Park.
Sweet. You got it.
Okay.
Am I looking at you the whole time? Cool. Okay.
Was I the only one to do it in shirt and tie?
Kimberly Martin,
Ian Rappaport,
Mike Garofalo,
Peter Schrager, Flight 2022.
They didn't overspend for some guys. They did go out, and they did use that salary cap space and the money that they were afforded to start adding some pieces to this team, some really smart additions. You don't often see smart and free agency and spending go together, but I think you did with the Jets this offseason.
I thought it was actually pretty conservative, and it seems like they got the right guys in, and they're building a culture here, which is also more important than necessarily winning the who won day one of free agency arguments that we have on Good Morning Football.
Your job is about assessing risk, but you also have to be aggressive. And how do you balance aggressiveness with recklessness, but also saying when there is a target that makes sense for us and as an organization, then I'll go out and get it.
Joe Douglas is not afraid to make a big move. He's not afraid to take a big swing. He's not afraid to lose because it means you are making big swings, you're making the effort, you are doing everything you can to put your team in position to succeed. If it doesn't go your way, that's fine. The best thing about Joe Douglas to me is that he goes for it all the time.
Hey, DJ. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Fired up, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for doing it.
Appreciate
you.
you.
What we're doing here, man. I know you see some familiar faces.
Yep.
I got a lot of respect for John and Coach Carroll.
Yep.
Really both the teams we've been with. You know, we're trying to build that same type of organization, that same type of consistency.
We are gonna do it.
That's right.
Real time.
We need dogs like you, man.
Yes, sir. For me, you know, Coach Saleh was a big reason why I'm here. He's a very great coach. He wants to win. He's a winner. Like when I played over in San Francisco, he has that persona and it's just super contagious that, you know, he wants to win and it's evident.
Feeling wanted and coaches having a plan for you is huge. And I just felt like, you know, I was wanted here and there was a plan for how I was going to be used.
I was happy about you know, the things that they had told me and how they're going to utilize me personally, but also just as a team, man. The chemistry looks like it's there, and again, a few pieces that we've already gotten, the sky's the limit.
CJ Uzama really wanted to be with the Jets.
There's probably a handful of guys in the league that I like more than CJ. This dude is a leader.
We also agreed to terms with tight end Tyler Conklin. What do you know about Tyler?
I love the way he plays.
To hear after that they were still in on Tyler Conklin to add a second tight end, that accounts for some flexibility.
He does everything the right way. He runs crisp routes. He's blocking his butt off every time.
I think it's gonna be awesome playing with CJ. I think we're gonna be a great combination. We both, I think we can both do a little bit of everything, but I also think we pair together really well. I've heard only great things about CJ. I know just as a person, obviously I've watched him on film and he's a great football player, but I've just heard, people rave about him as a person, his personality, his leadership.
Hey, let's go, baby, let's go! You gotta love this, man. You gotta love this. That's what we do! Let's go!
I just think we're gonna, mesh really well on the field, but we're gonna mesh really well off the field too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll start with, probably the biggest deal, which was Laken Tomlinson. He is a good guy. It's not just the Jets signed a guy that Robert Saleh was familiar with from 49ers. It's like that was one of the best available at a key position. These are the guys who are going to allow your quarterback a chance to sit back and throw.
It just felt like a match made in heaven. Obviously I have know a couple of the coaches here as well. I'm really familiar with a lot of guys here, and it just felt right to me, the bottom of my heart.
Congratulations, man.
Look
Smash
at
play.
you, man. Come here, man. Good to see you. Oh, what's up, Coach? You look good. You look good. You look good in that hat. Oh, what's up, Coach? How you doing?
Thank you so much.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, this is my little girl.
This is Taylor.
Hey, Taylor.
She goes by Tay-Tay.
Hey, Tay-Tay. Welcome to New York.
What are you going to tell your daughter about this day down the line, in the years ahead?
I would say, hey, baby. You're not going to remember it, but, on this important day, man, we joined the Gang Green. You're getting a hell of a player, man. Somebody's going to always be there day in, day out. And I'm gonna bring a lot of nastiness to that field, man. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, man. Getting hyped up talking about it right now.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Woo! You know, baby. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's go, boy. Let's pull low, man. Yeah, you know.
And then signing today, it's just, it's crazy. Just my personal story is crazy, man. I just want to thank everybody that's been around me, supporting me all these years, everyone that never gave up on me all these years. I have a lot of those people in this building today.
So Joe had said at the owners' meetings, I believe, we want to find our kind of guys who have played in meaningful games late in the season, guys who understand what it's like to play in the playoffs, play in a Super Bowl.
The biggest thing I got from them was just how much they wanted me. I could feel it and hear it in their voices, the amount of communication they were trying to do to get me to come. It means a lot, and I respect them for that, so I'm gonna give them all.
Can you take me to the scene at Darrelle Revis's place when he got drafted?
I had the big 2-4 pick practice jersey on, and name was called, and I just remember everybody cheering, so my reaction is just to start cheering too.
The New York Jets select Darrelle Revis, cornerback, Pittsburgh.
Now I'm sitting here like, I get to think about it all. Like, he was here, this is where he started, this is where he established himself. Some guy in my family, and now I could just follow his footsteps.
It's the absolute best feeling in the world. It's official. Jacob Martin, welcome to New York. Let's jet up, baby.
How would you describe yourself as a player, and what's your mentality?
All out, all the time, 100%. It is all ball all the time when I'm in the facility and on the field.
I bring intensity, I bring effort. I'm 0 to 100 all game.
I'm gonna make plays. I'm gonna be a good teammate. I'm gonna help lead. I'm gonna do whatever this team needs me to do to help us get to where we want to be.
A complete monster, but it's strategic.
Somebody who works hard every day, take no days off. I give everything I got, put everything into this game.
Just give you a word. All right, trench warfare.
I am all gas. No breaks, literally.
There needs to be a new standard at One Jets Drive. There has to be. And if you take guys who've been in playoff games, you've taken guys who've played in Super Bowls, won Super Bowls.
To have guys who can say like, hey, this is why you should do this extra rep because I was just in the Super Bowl and this works.
That's how you get the young guys to see the vision and to see the plan and act it out.
What can you say about the culture, what you know that Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas are trying to do here?
Downright, I want to win, do whatever it takes to win. And I think that's the kind of coach Saleh is, just the way he talked to me and the way he was coaching last year in that 49ers when I used to watch.
He's a guy who's all passion. He says all gas, no breaks, and he means that. It's an everyday, life decision for him, and he puts it on us.
He was like, "You ready to do this, man?" And all I could think was like, "Man, let's just go, man. I can't wait to get to practice already because I already know what he's like, man. All gas, no breaks, man."
What are your emotions about playing in New York, especially with a fan base as passionate as New York?
Yeah, that's what Coach Saleh also said. He was like, this fan base is dope. It's really good. You're playing under big lights.
The Big Apple, there's nothing else to be said about it.
I mean, who doesn't want the bright lights on them and to be able to represent one of the best fan bases in the National Football League and one of the greatest cities in the world?
I'm excited to play in front of them and give them a show.
What is that culture sense that you get when you talk to Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas?
I think it's just a winning culture. Despite, the past records, I feel like the guys are coming in, they're working, they're young. So, just getting some veterans in here that know the game and just getting some, some leader experience, and really guys are just gonna work. It's gonna flip around.
Talking to the guys, they already had the mindset, and I think it starts there with the mindset, and then you add a couple of pieces, you one piece away from turning the thing around.
We have the pieces to be unbelievable. Having guys mold that eagerness, that excitement, that hunger in the right direction and just kind of narrow the focus a little bit, I think is all it takes.
Just the feel in the building, the feel you have from all the players that I've met so far and free agents, like you just have that feeling that things are heading in the right direction.
When you get a bunch of really good guys working hard, you can create something truly special.
I believe in their mission, 100%, faithfully. Those two men will lead this place to be something great, for sure.
After the first wave of free agency died down, shockwaves were sent through NFL circles during a whirlwind week at One Jets Drive.
On NFL Network, from our newsroom in Los Angeles, I'm Andrew Siciliano, and Tyreek Hill is now a Miami Dolphin.
The two teams that really stood out were the most aggressive were the teams that have been searching for receiver help all offseason. Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets.
Yes, it sounds like you've got the timeline right on that one with the Jets, who did have an agreement with the Chiefs and then had to work out the contract end of things and just never could get to that point. The Jets did not offer the 4th or the 10th pick, so they were offering their 2 second-round picks.
Armed with significant draft capital, the Jets entered the offseason prepared to strike at any opportunity under the leadership of General Manager Joe Douglas.
Obviously you see the landscape of the division, of the conference, of the entire league, but we have a plan in place. Our plan, or the fundamentals of our plan, they don't change. If there's opportunities, we're ready. We're ready to be aggressive. So there's going to be more opportunities as we get closer to the draft. But I don't think you can force yourself to go outside of your plan just because of circumstances that you can't control of teams around you.
Keyshawn J. Willimax, presented by Progressive Insurance. All right, the Jets trade offer to the Chiefs for Tyreek Hill, right? Let's talk about that. I look at it like the Jets were the players here. They made an offer that they could have lived with. They didn't put any of their high picks in jeopardy. And in the end, they didn't get him, but they made a divisional rival pay through the teeth.
You see, I think Joe Douglas is playing chess.
And this is what Joe Douglas has been doing for years. Like, he's been trying to build these assets to get the Jets into a position where they're at least have a seat at the table when it comes to a Tyreek Hill trade.
I think when we talk about our plan, the first part of the plan is having that financial flexibility. And that's what we're able to do with guys like Dave Sosi, Nick Sabella, have a plan where really we put ourselves in the shape we are right now.
The main thing is it's a healthy franchise operating. It's not a franchise going to throw away a top 10 pick, Key. That, to me, is important. Jets fans, how do you feel about the Jets getting in the mix, but not getting Tyreek Hill? 888-SAY ESPN. So, Chris in Pennsylvania. You a Jets fan, Chris?
Absolutely, I'm a Jets fan, Max.
What you got?
I know the fans
are looking at it like, spend the money, spend the money. We're spending great money on peripheral guys now that are going to make our team better. We got the tight ends now. We got an offensive guard now. We're building our secondary. You can't go spending a boatload of money on one player that's not going to make us AFC title contenders. All right, Jets fans are all saying the same thing. I think everyone's on the same page who follows football about the Jets. I would not say they got played. I think they were a player here.
What you've seen in our free agent class is we've been able to add youthful experience in this free agent class. We've been able to bring guys that are in their prime, but also experienced players that have been to Super Bowls. Guys like Lakin, guys like C.J. Zuma, guys like Whitehead, guys that have played in big games through their career.
I want to talk to Jets Nation, but I'll just say it. I'm kind of glad the Jets didn't get him. Just stay the course, keep building it, use that 4 and a 10, use your second-round picks. I'll take the kids, and I'll keep going with the kids and grow together. Get the right guys.
Yeah, since day one, when Robert and his staff came in, we've all been on the same page. We've all been united in that we want to bring in guys that, number one, they love the game. They're highly competitive. Every day they want to come in here and compete, go out in the field, and prove that they're one of the best players in the NFL. And they're good. They're fundamentally good people. Great teammates. Just gonna be guys that fans are excited to root for on Sundays. So, I feel like we've stuck to that plan in the types of people and players we brought in.
Entering his third draft with the Jets, Douglas and his staff have set the team up for success with bold moves that have shaken the landscape in the NFL.
They have found their star in New York. It's currently their general manager, GM Joe Douglas.
I'm telling you right now, that guy has won me over. The general manager has won me over.
I'll just say that since coming here, made it known my job is to get the team better, and we're going to do that via any avenue we can.
I mean, you look at stacking picks, getting the salary cap down, understanding when it's a time to move on from a player.
I think one of the two boldest moves we've seen in the NFL in the last 5 years is the trading of Jamal Adams, who was a top 10 pick, and ripping that Band-Aid off when it might not have been a popular move at the time.
I think it's fair to say it was one of the best deals we've seen in recent memory. Just the unbelievable value. Trade him for 2 1s, let someone else pay him.
Then you trade a franchise quarterback that was drafted 3rd overall, and you get back a 2nd-round pick, not a 1st-round pick, and you say, okay, no, we're pretty confident with the 2nd overall pick. I don't know if a lot of GMs would have had the gumption or the courage to do that.
I mean, this is a total rebuild. When he got the job, this is a total rebuild. And last year was a great jumping off point.
And then you look at particularly the draft last year and all those key pieces that got put in place. I think that's a springboard for this organization. And now you've got a chance with this offseason to really kind of take that next step forward.
We're searching for we're constantly searching for the right people. And with the relationship that I have from ownership to Jaime to Coach Saleh, I think we're in lockstep on the type of people we're trying to bring into the organization.
Douglas arrived in Florham Park with championship DNA, having learned from some of the game's best general managers.
I think Ozzie is it's consistency, poise, being able to make tough decisions and taking emotions out of it. His level of consistency is through the roof. My opportunity to work in Chicago with Ryan Pace, that was a great opportunity, and Ryan truly cared for helping people progress in their careers. He didn't have to give me the opportunity to leave Chicago to go to Philadelphia, but he genuinely cared for your progression and your development. And then with Howie in Philadelphia, just the creativity, the ability to think outside the box, see things from a different lens, and be aggressive when the opportunity presents itself.
Just his overall presence, how he treats people on a daily basis, how this is a family-like atmosphere, and Joe is he's really good at keeping things to the vest in terms of his beliefs when it comes to certain players, because he doesn't want to necessarily influence the room. But he's really strong in his beliefs, and he's really I think he does an outstanding job of taking a cumulative approach when drafting players.
I asked Brick and Robert right now before we get going what they thought our biggest needs on defense were after free agency.
Joe's unbelievable. He's a brilliant mind when it comes to building a roster and his ideas and working the draft, working free agency, just from a value standpoint, working the salary cap, and no ego, willing to listen to everyone's opinion, but at the same time understands exactly when it comes to crunch time, how can you take all that information to make the best decision for the organization.
He's got the best disruption rate of any of the guys we've talked about so far.
He's a rock star. He's we're all fortunate to have him, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's building a winner in this along with everybody else. We're building a winner in this organization, and obviously he's leading the charge.
The locker room is the most important room in this building, and so look, we're trying to have the highest quality of people in that room. They have to love the game. They have to be consistently competitive. There has to be an internal drive to be great. And having these conversations with Coach Sala and his staff, I feel like from day one, we've been on the same page of exactly what type of person we want to add to that room.
The march to the 2022 draft is a long road, with each member of the scouting staff playing a pivotal role along the way.
Thing that he has to improve on is lower body flex and not waist between two blocks. So I ended up with a 6'7".
This is such a process, such a long process for our scouting staff, and they dive in head first, and these guys have that passion, that love, everything we're looking for, and they show that basically from the end of the draft, work into next year's draft, and the time and the miles driven, the hours put in, the contacts built throughout these different colleges, campuses.
Has size and quickness to be a dominant run blocker in the NFL. Probably best in a downhill power scheme where he can use his confidence.
To know that you can truly make an impact on your team as a road scout, or an area scout, or a college director, it's inspiring, it's motivating. And so, from a draft standpoint, we certainly could make some headway. You hit 2, 3, 4 picks that are bona fide long-term starters, you can change your team.
Has too much size, strength, and athletic ability will definitely be a starter by year 2.
This is a tough, physical, ultra-aggressive, innately violent individual. This guy's switch is real. Football is extremely important to him. He practices every day, and he practices hard. He's completely self-made.
Each person brings a unique perspective to our room, but each person's so valued. And another thing that I've taken from Ozzie is that if you've done the work, you should have a voice. You should have a voice in this process. And so it doesn't matter if you've been a 20-year road scout or you're a first-year intern. If you've done the work, we want to hear your input. We want to hear what you have to say about this player. And we want to create an inclusive environment and respect the amount of time and effort that each person puts into a single evaluation over and over again. You include every player in this draft. So there's a shared respect, there's a shared vision, there's constant communication and a lot of inclusion. And we're blessed to have great people in this department.
This guy can sense when I'm leaving because he can see the suitcase and sees the sneakers. Anxiety kicks in, right, bud? Right? Okay. You guys good? You guys gonna take care of mommy while I'm gone?
I think she's gonna take care of us.
You guys be good. Have a good day at school. Love you guys. Love you, buddy. All right.
Bye.
Love you too.
Dad, when are we gonna see you?
Friday night. After school, I'll pick you guys up from the bus stop, hopefully.
It's not too bad, right?
No.
No, it's Tuesday already. This is a short trip. Yeah.
Bye, buddy. Love you. Yeah.
College pro days are crucial for both the top prospects and players waiting to be discovered. With so many, it means more miles traveled for the road warriors of the NFL.
Yeah, so we're driving out to Greenville, North Carolina. East Carolina's got about 10 to 12 kids that are going to be working out this morning. And then we'll head out back this way towards Raleigh. And NC State is going to go this afternoon. They usually go around 1 o'clock or so, but they'll wait till we all get here, knowing there'll be a large contingent coming from East Carolina. Once we get out of the combine, we're straight on the road to pro days. So I'll hit 18 pro days in 3 weeks. We got a lot of these double headers, trying to get in as many schools as we can. So this is my 14th and 15th pro day. I'll finish up Friday. Joe's won 3 Super Bowl championships, so he knows what it takes to win. He's a leader. He trusts us, we trust him. Robert and his staff, we have a lot of continuity this year with them all coming back, and we know what they like, and I think they respect the job we do. Joe and Robert, they're speaking the same language. They've set a culture, and we're just trying to do our job to provide them all the information we can so that they can continue to build this thing. What's up? Good, man. You're gonna put your right ankle up on the bar. All right, square up your left side and put your hip on the bar. Reach up as high as you can. You guys can rock and bounce all you want, just don't take any drop steps. All right, don't go side to side. Reach up and tap it, we'll see. We'll give you 2 good jumps. As soon as you're done, you can warm up for the bench. 36 and a half, McMillan, 36 and a half. 36 and a half. 98% of these kids are going to do exactly what we think they're going to do. Maybe there's a player that didn't excite us on film. He shows up at one of these pro days and he looks really good, and you have to give him credit for that, and it's going to force you to go back and do some more homework. Lock him out. This is an opportunity, especially for some of the down-the-line guys that maybe the diamonds in the rough we're trying to find. Maybe a kid runs really fast and we got to find some kind of redeeming trait. This guy's having a day, huh? Oh, yeah. Good, man. You did good today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you look good in the drills.
Yes,
Jumped
sir.
well.
Yes, sir.
Good for you, man. Good job today.
Yes,
Way
sir.
to work.
Yes, sir.
Good to meet you. All right, we'll be in touch.
Okay.
All right.
After finishing up at ECU, the day isn't finished for Mandolisi. He's off to NC State to get a final up-close look at one of the draft's top prospects, Ike Ekwonu.
The big pro days, it's kind of the culmination of all your work. There's that excitement knowing that a certain player, just a few months from now is going to be a big part of our program. And it's kind of surreal to know that you're sitting here and he's a member of his college, and you know that 6, 7 months from now he could help the Jets win football games. It's exciting. The goal is to win. We all want to win. As a scout and then throughout our scouting department, none of us care about the notoriety or the attention. That's for the players, that's for our coaches. Our job is to just help win, and as long as we're a part of that and we're a part of helping bring good players to the Jets, that's all we care about. How you doing? My man. What's going on?
Good, man. Always
good to see you. I'm great, man.
What's up, man?
What's good?
See our guys, huh?
Yeah.
I just want to welcome everybody to our pro day. 14 young men have gone through their journey, and they're here to do everything they can to show you guys what they're made of.
There you go, good start. 31.5. 36. You get one more, man. You're at 33, so now keep going. Because that's one of the biggest things we try to figure out with these guys is how well do they handle adversity, how mentally tough are they to get through, the grind that is the NFL season.
So we got Ike Ekwonu, hand was 10, arm was 34.5.
Icky's a guy that's fun to watch because the one thing about him is you have no doubt after you turn off the film that kid loves to play football. He's going to finish until he hears a whistle. And we love that about him because it's clear that he wants to beat the man in front of him every chance he gets. It's been fun watching you play, man. And I'll tell you what, you make my job a lot easier because you're a clean kid off the field, Thanks for just being you. We'll see where things shake from here. I'll see you on the 11. All right, man. Go enjoy yourself.
Can I ask you who you want to take it for?
On the next episode of Flight 2022.
I think Sauce was wired like that too, where he's not going to let anyone bring him down. It's not different.
To be picking at 4 and 10, you know guaranteed we're getting some stars. And every position, aside from quarterback, is on the table.
Our son's going to be really disappointed because his lacrosse game's smack in the middle of the first 2 picks. So we'll see what we can do on the sideline.
You're trying to get the players that everyone is excited about. I love how he finished our conversation. I didn't tell anybody this, but I loved it.
All right, Las Vegas, time to get this show started. You ready?
We've talked through this so much and gone through it where we feel very confident that come tonight that there's going to be a player that we really, really like.
Yes.